The War That Wasn't a War. Australia, 1932. A country recovering from the Great Depression and battling nature itself. But no one could have predicted that its next battle would be against emus. Yes, emus. These towering, flightless birds turned an ordinary farming crisis into what would be humorously dubbed the Great Emu War. But what really happened? Let's dive in. Setting the scene, post-war Australia. The Great Emu War didn't come out of nowhere. After World War I, Australian soldiers were given farmland in Western Australia as part of a government settlement scheme. But farming life wasn't easy. The soil was poor, wheat prices were low, and then came the emus, thousands of them. The invasion of the emus. Imagine this, 20,000 emus descending on farmland, eating crops, trampling fences, and wreaking havoc. For the farmers, it was nothing short of an invasion. These birds, native to Australia, were unstoppable, and the farmers needed help. Desperate, they turned to the government, and the government sent soldiers. Military intervention, guns versus birds. Enter Major G.P.W. Meredith of the Royal Australian Artillery, armed with machine guns and tasked with controlling the emu menace. The plan seemed simple, guns would do the job. But emus are no ordinary birds. They're fast, agile, and surprisingly tactical. The first engagement was a disaster, with the birds scattering before the soldiers could fire a single effective shot. The emus strike back. What followed was a series of almost comedic encounters. Soldiers tried ambushes, machine guns mounted on trucks, and even direct chases. But the emus, with their incredible speed and erratic movement, proved to be more than a match. One soldier famously remarked, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." The outcome, a humiliating retreat. After weeks of failed attempts and expending thousands of rounds of ammunition, the government declared defeat. The emus had won. But let's be clear, this wasn't truly a war. It was an attempt at pest control gone hilariously wrong, and it left the government embarrassed and the farmers still struggling with their feathered foes. Lessons learned, humans versus nature. So, what can we learn from the Great Emu War? It's a cautionary tale about the limits of human intervention in nature. Sometimes, even with modern weapons, nature finds a way to prevail. In the end, the farmers turned to better fencing and other methods to keep the emus at bay, proving that ingenuity beats brute force. The legacy of the Great Emu War. Today, the Great Emu War is remembered as a quirky chapter in Australian history, a moment when humans were outsmarted by birds. It's been immortalized in books, movies, and even video games. It's a story of resilience, both for the farmers and the emus, and a reminder that sometimes, history is stranger than fiction. A laughing matter? Australia's Great Emu War is more than just a humorous anecdote, it's a reflection of human fallibility and the unpredictable challenges of living alongside nature. So, the next time you see an emu, remember, these birds once took on a nation. And won.